Asia Cups 2025 first doubleheader, and it was UAE versus Oman taking place. Both teams had to win yesterday, considering that they had lost their first match of the Asia Cup, and it was a do or die for both the teams. A loss means you're out of the tournament. A win says that you're in contention for the Asia Cup. So what happened yesterday? UAE batted first, scored a mammoth 172. Well, when we saw them scoring 172, which is one of the highest totals in this tournament, we did feel that UAE were already slightly above par in the match, because considering that 173 has not been chased so regularly, especially in this tournament, if you go to see the history, because pitch is getting slow, spinners getting more help. So we all thought that UAE had already got above par and were favourites to win the match. But still, Oman couldn't be neglected, considering that, they are a good batting side. They have depth in their batting as well. But not to be. UAE had a comfortable victory of 43 runs, and they ensure that their campaign is very much alive as they take on Pakistan tomorrow in a do-or-die encounter again in Dubai International Cricket Stadium. But yeah, coming back to this match is. This got a mammoth 172. Oman, on the other hand, never really got going. You saw Jitendra Singh getting a 20. You saw Aryan Bish and Vinayak Shukla getting in the 25s, the 23s in between, just as floating knocks. So they did get starts, but none of them were able to convert into an aggressive knock or maybe a 50 or a 60, someone like how UAE did. UAE, on the other hand, if you see Alishan Sharifud and Mohammad Wasim, the openers, though they took their first 2-3 overs a bit slowly, they really found their groove and scored at a very quick pace. Alishan Sharifud scoring 51, Mohammad Wasim scoring 69 eventually. Then you had Harshit Kaushik down the order, giving 19 of 18 as a quick fire knock there, with Mohammad Zoeb also scoring a 20, quick fire 20 to be honest. So it was a very collective and aggressive batting unit from UAE in the middle phase, which actually propelled them to that score of 173. And in the bowling department, I think UAE did absolutely fantastic. You had Junaid Siddiqui getting a 4-for. Actually, there was a very fun, interesting stat. Junaid Siddiqui bowling his 4th over of the match, and UAE, I think Oman were 8 down. And the commentators were discussing about how can Junaid Siddiqui get his 5-wicket haul. But alas, it was just a 4-wicket haul. But nevertheless, what a bowling performance from Junaid Siddiqui, with his change of pace, with his cutters, and with his on-pace deliveries, really took Oman batters by shock. And also, you had Jawadullah and you had Haider Ali getting in 2 wickets apiece, and that is how the whole match summary lined up. So in short, UAE stay alive in contention. Oman are knocked out of Asia Cup 2025. Tough outing for them in the debut tournament, but I'm sure they would have had a lot of experience getting in these two matches, and they play India next in the last group stage. So that will be an exciting match to watch as they head off from the Asia Cup. Match number 2 yesterday was between Hong Kong versus Sri Lanka. Well, yeah, during the match, you might be thinking that, oh, Sri Lanka would have an easy victory. It was a one-sided road yesterday in the second match, but no. Hong Kong did prove a fight, and actually more than a fight, to be honest with you. If they had held on to their 4 drop catches, and if not for the no ball of the captain himself in the second last over of the match, I think Hong Kong would have created a big win over Sri Lanka and a big upset over Sri Lanka yesterday. But let's break this down even further. Hong Kong batted first, scored a good score of 148. Well, 148, yes, against the Sri Lankan bowling lineup, which had got Bangladesh around 1 for 2 in 2 overs. That bowling lineup conceded 148 against Hong Kong, but take nothing away from Hong Kong's batters. Their openers were fearless. They saw the new ball. They did give a few chances in the first 2 overs, but post that they were very solid in their batting, and they absolutely knew what they wanted to do, how to approach the cricket. It was the last match of the tournament since they were already knocked out. So they just came out with the brand that they want to play for pride and ensure they can prove their best medal forward, and you bet they did. Their batters had a good start. You had Anshuman Rath scoring finally in this tournament of 48. He missed out on 50 by a couple of runs. You had finally Nizakat Khan, the only player after Babar Hayat, I think, to score a 50 in an Asia Cup tournament for Hong Kong. And these two players mainly took them to a total of 148, which was very well played and very well scored in Dubai pitch, to be honest, because when you play in Dubai, 150, 160 can be challenging if you hold on to your catches and if you bowl well. We saw that in the last match when India played as well, that if the target was 150, 160, we would have won it, but it would have been a good challenge, because the pitches in Dubai will turn out to be a bit slow as the day or game progresses. I meant game because you have a lot of matches coming up. The majority of the Super 4 matches are taking place in Dubai. So when you play in Dubai in those Super 4 matches, you will see that as you head towards the final, which is on the 28th of September, the pitch will turn slow unless they have kept a separate pitch only for the final, which I hope that Dubai have done that in that case. So yeah, that is how Hong Kong played 148. Sri Lanka didn't look turned up, to be honest with you. They didn't look switched on yesterday. Lot of misfields when they were fielding, lot of loose deliveries down the leg side, lot of width deliveries, catch drops, a couple of them as well. So I really don't know what happened to Sri Lanka yesterday as such, but they didn't really turn up on the field. Coming into their batting, apart from Pathum Nissanka, who scored a very good 68 runs, I didn't really see anyone comfortable in the crease. You just compare 68 for Pathum Nissanka. The next best is Kushal Perera with 20 and Vanindu Asaranga to finish the game with 20 of 9 balls. So you just see the gap. Apart from the 68, there's no one who's come near to the 30 or 40 run mark. So that really shows that Hong Kong did keep a lot of pressure. And again, the pick of the bowlers of Hong Kong was Yasin Murtaza. He got a 2-wicket for. But kudos to Pathum Nissanka. He understood the conditions. He's having a good tournament so far in the Asia Cup. He knew about what to play and how to take this game deep. He was one player, I think, in Sri Lanka who was switched on. But again, their lack of intent in the middle overs, then also the runouts, how Pathum Nissanka got out. It just didn't look the normal Sri Lankan way of playing cricket yesterday. Throwing the wicket, they had a 3-wicket collapse in the middle phase from over 16 to 19 or 18, 16 to 18, that 2-3 overs phase. So really they didn't look switched on, but nevertheless Sri Lanka get the win. That is a very important fact because Sri Lanka have qualified for the Super 4 with that. They have 4 points and their net run rate is also very well placed compared to Bangladesh and Afghanistan. So we will see Sri Lanka coming into the Super 4s. We have India there, we have Sri Lanka there. So we have 2 teams logged in. We need 2 more in this next 3-4 days before we head into the Super 4 round. So let's see how it pans out till then. Till then, take care. And today we have an important crunch game between Bangladesh versus Afghanistan. It's a very important game for both sides. The team who loses is practically out of the tournament. Of course, Afghanistan have one more match to play. Bangladesh are playing the last this time. So very interesting phase that starts today at 8 o'clock. Let's catch up for that later and take care. Thank you.